thing I was talking. Well, I wasn't talking. I was reading online. One thing Final Fantasy 14 does that like a lot of MMOs don't do is it really embraces just like dress up. Like it does not give a fuck about like keeping within theme. Like plot wise, yeah, because obviously this armor I've gotten from Ishgard. But like if you want to dress up as a goddamn golden frog, you can. Like they'll add that in at some point. Just if you want to be tonally inconsistent from literally everyone else in the room, there's a Muggle, by the way. The itinerant Muggle. So yeah, we had to fight the Muggle god, Good King Muggle Mog, and that's the point where they're like, that's not a real god, what are you talking about? And as the answer was like, oh, all the Muggles got nervous because of all these wars, so they got tricked into summoning a fake god. And it's like, yeah, because the primals aren't actually gods, they're magic spells, essentially, very strong magic spells. What are we doing here? Free brigade flyer. Actually, I don't want to do this. Don't care. Where's my? Oh, there you are. There's Pippin. He's the adopted son of the Raging Bull. Somebody has a crab and an expensive emote. Right, I will be right back. Oh, and I remembered this time, when I pause, I need to press this button. Right, I've returned. Gonna change my bet. There you go, BDO. We are grateful for your assistance, Marshal Terrapin. You saved Her Grace and Father both. 'Tis the last I can do to repay you. The least, even. Forgive my impatience, Marshal, but your missive mentioned a discovery. Yes, of course, as per your request, I had my men scour the waterways almost immediately. We encountered a difficulty, but I mentioned this before, but every time a villain turns out to be one of the Lalafell, it's just always really funny to me. It's just like, they always give them like dastard mustaches. Dastardly whatever. Kind of section of the tunnel had collapsed. The Mineral Concerns Corporation, however, we were able to remove the rubble, which yielded the battered bodies of a dozen Crystal Braves. Go on. Be at ease, Master Arvino. Your friends were not among the deceased. That alone is cause for hope. And then there is this. Ishtola's wand. I had assumed as much. If I may, Marshal. "'Tis as I surmise, judging by the etheric imprint that lingereth yet upon this wand, it hath assuredly been employed in the casting of a most uncommon magic." Oh yeah, they all have that tattoo as well. Namely, the very first that man did conceive to traverse great distances, and the ancient precursor to all methods of travel that utilized Lifestream flow. The spell entaileth the reduction of the corporeal form to its constitute aether. The caster might enter the Lifestream and ride its currents thereby. Unlike the teleportation magics of modern times, it requireth not a lengthy incantation that Ishtola should choose to employ such a spell. Bespeaketh of the need for haste. All of which suggests she managed to escape. Would that it were so simple. Know that the scholars of Sharlayan forbade the use of this spell, and with good reason, because it'd break a lot of plot lines if people could instantly teleport to places. Caster hath but limited control over his course. For every mage who came safe unto his destination, another would be set adrift in the Lifestream, never to emerge. What? No, you can't mean. Be not downcast, my friends, for there is yet hope. 'Tis like that Ishtola's passage hath left traces in the Lifestream. Could we but follow these from the point at which the magic was invoked, you may yet find her. To Sildef excavation site then. Our thanks to your aid, Marshal. Do not mention it. I shall pray for Lady Y'shtola's safe return. Yeah, so like... Oh, hello, Greg. Not bad. Not bad. We've managed to... what quest lines are we doing? I fought a whale. That's why we're having a whale every time. Got an eyeball. Things could be worse. Where's that one just to go? Yeah, it said... There. Let us fly. How have you been? Back in Thanalan, at the Black Push. Evidence of Y'shtola's passage will be made faint by time, but mayhap a few scant traces yet remain to guide our steps. That person had a car. Ooh. Yes, because I was in the mech. This guy's not voiced by Balthier anymore. What's up? I just came from there. The trail leadeth to north and east, and to the bosom of the Heavensward. Are you certain? Aye, there is no mistake. Thither hath Y'shtola journeyed. Oh yeah, he does secret meeting with the Scions as well. Yet the Gridanians have reported no sightings. You must take this to mean she's still adrift. I think it's like £8 a month or something. You got to buy the game as well. But I've already bought the game. If it would be to be so, I do fear like between £8 and £13, I think. Contrary to its name, the Lifestream is more akin to a raging torrent. Linger overlong in the midst of this maelstrom, the ether that formest one's soul shall surely be scattered, ne'er to be reformed. We have no time to waste, ONJ. Pray explore all possible options for reversing the effects of this forbidden magic. Naev Tataru, we shall press on to Gridanian's petition, the Elder Seedseer's aid. Somebody doing a spot of fishing there? There's somebody in my free company called Reginald Storm, which would be a great wrestler name. I mean, I know there's already a Storm, but still. Sorry, I was momentarily distracted by the two cat people dancing. I do not have access to that particular dance. Yes. I thought he specifically didn't like mustaches. Oh, I don't know if Well-Spoken Rambler's still around. The dragon that got betrayed is specifically Ratatosco as well. Where are we going? Where's the plot? Oh, there it is. Egg. It said the elements perceive the Lifestream. If, as we suspect, Ishtolo is still adrift in its midst, they must pray to be able to find her. But if we are to appeal to them for assistance, we must needs do what through their chosen the Pajal. Okay, some of these words. Yeah, I think all the dragon lore is all the dragons specifically, not the knights, but the dragons are those sorts of words. Because Nidhogg as well. Oh yeah, the other twist was Nidhogg was thoroughly defeated. He had lost. Well, they didn't kill him. He lost both his eyes. But the good dragon that's been helping us all along actually gave him one of his eyes to carry on the revenge, because he was angry as well. It was his wife. And it's just like when you find out this, he's just like, what are you gonna do? I wasn't sure. It's always hard to tell. Imperative, therefore, we speak with Kani Senna without delay. Lost in the live stream. We're still on level 57 quests, luckily. Hopefully I'll be able to get my... I'm a little bit nervous. What level is my bard? Let's see my bard get up. Hang on. Where's the light? That's not great. Okay, I want to go on there. Here's our bard. We've got some posh bard get up now, because I helped some knights. Anyway. What level are we? 59. Okay, no, we're fine. I didn't mean to level up two characters. I just... it seems like wasting levels if you don't level up a character that needs leveling up. And for now, what are we doing? Lost in the live stream. I've already requested the audience with the Elder Seed Seer. She will receive us in the Lotus Stand presently, but we need to speak with the Conjurer yonder to be admitted. It's always tempting. If I actually get myself a house, or cottage, whatever, potentially I can make use of shelves again and be like, although I have a shelf full of DVDs and stuff that I just never visit because everything's digital now. I wonder where the quest line is for the eggs. Huh. It's sort of ironic that that's your first DVD that you got, because Half-Life arguably was the first symptom of digital only, because that's how Valve got everyone to use their store. Like, if you want to install Half-Life 2, you've got to use Steam, and everyone's like, what, Steam? Ah, don't want to use this. So here's one thing I don't get. I assume it makes more sense in Japanese. All of these, I actually don't want to know what these people are. It's like, because there's only like 5 of them. They're like magical forest humans. I think the hair thing they all have. But they all have an E in their name. And I assume that's not an E, that's a symbol. But we just see the E. Not sure though. Because everyone else is an elf. On this guy, you're not an elf. But, I mean, this is an elf land. We're in forests, elves. Rather than the medieval elves. Welcome, my friends. Speak freely. I gather your suit will admit no delay. Ah. Can you use no clip to get through the door? It will not, my lady. Pray forgive the abrupt nature of our request, but it is a matter of life and death. I see. As you say, we must needs act swiftly if we are to free Y'shtola from the ungentle pull of the Lifestream. And as you surmised, we cannot do this unaided, however. Fair enough. You might be old enough that you can just use a basic console command for it, but...
In requesting the Elemental's assistance to find Y'shtola, you must needs be aware of one difficulty.
Got a new voice?
Born of the fundamental difference between man and elemental.
That being?
In perceiving the world around him, man relies upon senses such as sight and sound. For the sake of convenience, he gives names to such things as are near or dear to him. Being formed of pure ether, however, such concepts are foreign to the elementals. Instead, they perceive by observing the ebb and flow of the energies of life. So profound a division cannot be bridged with simple discourse. The elementals' voices stir not the air, and thus reach not our ears, while our words are but wind to them. Though we seers can commune with them through feelings, naught that we can impart will serve to aid them in identifying Y'shtola. Nay, they must needs be presented with ether which is akin to hers.
I need to play more Alex.
But find a family member.
Oh! I know just the person! Y'shtola has a sister who came to live in Gridania. She told me about her once.
That is most fortunate indeed. Pray, seek this sister out then, and bring her to Evershade. There, we shall petition the Great One's aid in finding your lost companion.
The good news is, I think Steam specifically aren't interested in NFTs. I think they banned all NFT games, which means they aren't, like, 100% committed to, like, just blood, you know what I mean? Like, we will make profit, because obviously they stopped making games when they became a publisher. But it's not all hope is lost. And obviously they made Alex as well, but they made Alex because they wanted people to buy the Valve Index. But I believe they wrote it, didn't they? Because I'd like a Portal 3 as well. And of course we're getting, hang on, they're making Counter-Strike 2, right? That's Valve as well? Or was it Counter-Strike 3? Hang on, wasn't there already a Counter-Strike 2? No, or was it Counter-Strike and then Counter-Strike the real game edition rather than the mod? Yeah, can you believe for a brief second I said I wasn't sure that they made Counter-Strike, even though Counter-Strike is literally a mod to Half-Life. Well, I mean, they didn't make Counter-Strike, I guess they bought it, but you know what I mean. They got the rights to it or something. I don't actually know, but you know what I mean. Like, it's the Half-Life engine. If memory serves, Y'shtola's sister is named Miqo'te. She's supposed to be a member of the Sons of St. Connacht. Anyways, Heavensward, she spends most of her time around Apkalu Falls, from what I recall. Let's have a look for her there. I know some of these words. Last in the live stream. Oh, you just gotta go to the achievement exchange. I wonder. I should have a lot more achievements. I might be able to buy stuff. I suspect I've already bought them all out. Let's go to the Centaur's Eye. Why not? I'll figure out where it is. Or the Lancers Guild, even. I'm ignoring special quests in this city because it's the other classes I can be. And I would try them out. I mean, I played them all already. But they start at level 1. And that would be quite a lot of hours spent just dungeoning. Although I should consider just doing a dungeon with the samurai. It seems like I'll be able to level up, though. Yeah. Did you see the remake people made of Half-Life 1? Oh, his sister's just there. Yes, is there anything you require? In Hitra. It's an honor to meet you. My name is Alphano Leveler. This is Tataru. I don't bow for anyone. I don't bow. Not to no cat. You are my sister's comrades in the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. When I heard that your people were being pursued, I desperately sought to reach Stola, but all mine efforts were to no avail. Now I know why, a forbidden spell of all things, that she should be so reckless. Apparently it's quite good, like, because it's a fan-made remake. It's the Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 engine, and they redesigned all of the alien world at the end and stuff like that. It's apparently quite good. And it's free as well, I believe. But what is done is done. I thank you for bringing word to me. Needless to say, I shall be glad to help. Though we were born a different mother, our veins course with the same father's blood. I hope... I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I hope this will be enough for the elementals. Come, let us make forever shaded once. So much time dedicating this game to just nodding. Yeah, the streamer I watched played them all, but he also played Hunt Down the Freeman, which Valve somehow let on Steam, which is a pretend sequel to Half-Life 2, which is just awful. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the E people. There's few of them there. They don't seem to get older than that age. They have leaf thorns on their head. Ooh, cutscene. There's a lot more cutscenes in this game. A lot more voice acting.
Raya O, Arun.
Oh no, they've all letter people as well.
Hearken to me, O great ones. Pray give yourselves to the Lifestream, a drifting soul to find.
Feels like it'd take a while to navigate the Infinite Empire. Oh, I put myself on this side. Why am I on this side? Put myself on this side.
Please, Y'shtola. Please come back to us.
Spice bun.
There.
I'm assuming they took out quests.
Now.
Because, like, back in the day, anything like this would require you fetching a bunch of stuff first. But I think they streamlined a lot of the quests in this game. Cat. Oh, I see. Is that what the Emperor was secretly trying to build an army against? Yay!
A room has been readied at the roost. Pray, bear her thither at once.
I mean, aware with Star Wars, it's been... They've ruined it with the last 3 films. Like, if they're to be canon, then well, you can't go anywhere anymore. Just like... And yeah, of course you can explore the earliest stories, but you now know that all those stories lead to just nonsense.
All that remains is to pray, my friends.
Okay. We're going to have a do a questline for every single member of this 7th Dawn. Oh, yeah. But, like, the canon universe contained 7, 8, and 9. And Star Wars, I suspect, is less eager than DC to use time travel to just rewrite canon. It's not quite ready to do the old, comic book. Look, if we fuzz up the continuity enough, then you'll just accept anything. Oh, it's Tola. You're seeing her face again. I've been so worried. Yes! Ooh. I guess Tataro, I won't do that yet. We'll carry on, because we'll probably have to go back to the other place anyway. Tataro's surprise! Nah, fuck out. Change my mind. We're doing Tears in the Snow. I mean, there's so many potential stories they can do. They're just obsessed with doing stuff that's connected specifically to those 3 movies. Like, they could have just done the Old Republic. Like, they could have just literally copied the plots to Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 and fleshed them out a bit better. They could have even taken the plot to Dark Forces. But yeah, I think that's why everyone really loves Andor, because it's like the first thing that... this guy's dressed up as Dante. He's a bunny Dante. That's really funny. Also, I respect the fuck out of any bunny person that chooses the floppy bunny ears. Oh, he's called Joker-san as well. You lose 1,000,000 points for being called Joker, though. Where am I going? Yeah. So they have different... I don't get it. I don't know how they'll write themselves out of the stupidest... Like, because I'm not the only one. Like, so many people just saw the Emperor was in the last movie and was like, not even going to bother. Just what's the point? It obviously thrown together. It's... Put it this way, Star Wars should have more planning than, say, WrestleMania. Like, WrestleMania, a thing famously that people, wrestling fans, get really annoyed at. Like, why didn't you just plan stories for it? Like, why can't you just plan things? Like, especially after they did the entire goddamn story in Marvel Universe, where they had to plan so much stuff in advance. And yeah, obviously the only thing they really had to plan was like, oh, look, we found a bauble. Oh, is this bauble important? Yeah, it is, because some purple dude wants it. But, like, that's not nothing. All they had to do was just plan a trilogy. They knew they were getting a trilogy. Just write all 3 of them at once. Because, like, Emperor coming back invalidates, like, some... Like, you know, that Darth Vader was the chosen one, which is stupid as well, because that's from episode 1 or 2. But that was bringing balance to the Force by chucking a dude down a lift. But, like... But yeah, it's... It's exhausting. Oh, yeah. I say this as somebody that liked not Final Fantasy. I liked Star Wars 8. I think people massively overreacted to it. But, like, you had to either follow through or not do anything. Like, it wasn't that guy's fault that somebody chose him to write a brand new film in the middle of a trilogy. Like, I mean, this game is a really good example of how to tell a story and set up other stories at the same time. And there must be millions of examples out there of how they could have done any of this. But yeah. I mean, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, so like, I watched 7 because I was like, it'll be an event. I'll wear 3D glasses for the first time. And when 8 came out, I got a pirate version. I mean, sorry, I didn't. What? Beg your pardon? I found it via means in a very crumbly, wumbly way because I just didn't want it to spoil. And then I was like, I don't even want to see 9. Yeah. But like 8, to its credit, did a pretty good job of de-emphasizing the names. Star Wars, specifically, like. And that was my favorite plot beat of Star Wars 8 was just like it doesn't matter who Rey is because it's like it's not all about fucking 2 families. Anyone can be a Jedi. And I'm like, that's a great plot point. It's just a coincidence that it's been about those 2. It could be anyone. And then the next, that's what sort of annoyed me. It's like, no, it is specifically always about the Skywalkers and always about. It's only these 2 families that ever involved in the Jedi. I'm like, boring. Don't care anymore. Rey should have been a no one. And I appreciate some of the things people didn't like about the 8th film. Although, the worst complaint of the 8th film is I saw somebody complaining about the bombs. Because they're in space and bombs shouldn't work that way. And I'm like, the bombs are thrusters, it's fine. No, it's 8. 8's the best. It is an awful connective film, but as an individual film, it's easily the best of the sequels. Yeah, I hate that the Skywalkers... Well, yeah, that the Skywalkers are so important. And it's like, no, he's just some farm boy who just happened to be the son of a soldier. The fact that even Darth Vader is supposed to be this mythical person is silly as well. They're just knights. Yeah, like, I don't mind any of that stuff. Like, these are fantasy films, so like asteroids can be fun fighting places, and we can have explosions in space because it's not that sort of film. We're working with silly fantasy stuff, so like no complaint about that I ever care about. But I mean, obviously there's all justified things that people don't like about 8 as well. But like the fact they go to a casino is entirely pointless in that film. But like, overall, I like that film. But yeah, also Canto Blight, yeah. But like, if you wanted that guy to make better connective tissue, you had to order him to do it. You know, it was somebody else's job to plan the entire series. Yeah, but like, he wasn't a child of the Force until they made episode 1. A Vergence of the Force. I know. Hold it. She exploded a ship. Yeah, but it's just really dull that it's always about the same families. Like, I just like the idea that anyone could be a Jedi, because this is the Force. The Force doesn't have to be like, you in particular. Because then it's about fate and destiny and stuff like that. I didn't mind, I mean, visually it may not have looked amazing, but I don't mind, because, like, one of my pet peeves with episode 1, 2, and 3 is the implication that Force Lightning and Force Push are specifically the first spell you get on a spell tree, and the final spell you get is either either being a Force Ghost or making like a Vergence. Those are your like top level spells, and I hate that. I hate that the Force is spell trees. I want the Force to be spiritual. I want you to be a monk. You sit there for years and you go, I can do this. I want it so Jedis and Sith can both do Force Lightning and Force Push, but you don't do Force Lightning because it's an evil move to use, in the same way that we can all use like flamethrowers, but like don't, because that sets things on fire. It's a terrible idea. Like, only bad people should use the bad moves, but it shouldn't be the only option available to them, because and there was a lot of that in episode 1, 2, and 3, where the implication was just like, you build up to these. And so, like, being able to float through space as an application of the Force seems like a reasonable thing to do. And you can stay alive in space for, like, several seconds, and I'm sure the Force... Like, that seems like a reasonable application of the Force. It looks fucking silly, I won't lie. And obviously, there's weird, like, because she died, and that makes everything kind of weird around Leia. But, like, I like, conceptually, I didn't mind it. And I understand, like, Holdo was written specifically. I didn't mind them. Like Hayden Christensen, his dialogue's entirely awful, but like it's not his fault. Like nobody could make his dialogue good. Like Ewan barely says his dialogue, and he's like famously very good at acting. Also, Hayden isn't even the worst actor in those trilogies. The worst actor in the trilogy is the pilot from episode 1. He's worse than the child, and the child's a terrible actor, but he's a child, and although they could have been when they escape the blockade in the first film, that pilot is fucking awful, and I don't understand why nobody noticed this. Like other people, like Hayden's a young actor as well as the time. You can like that pilot's in Aliens 3, which has lots of British actors who had theatre training. There was no reason for him to be awful. I love it. It's silly as fuck, and vaguely plausible, because it's like he just had a copy of Foundation hanging about and it was just like, yeah, I can do this. I did not. Of Star Wars, I'm not really like a Final Fantasy thing where I'll play everything with Final Fantasy. That might look like I feel the same with Star Wars as I feel with Marvel. It's like, if I find the time, I'll watch the things. And if somebody says it's really good, I'll watch them. So I'll probably get around to Andor, because I'm told Andor's really good. But I'm not. I probably won't touch anything else, to be honest, unless somebody says it's really good. I was curious enough to watch 7 and 8. Like, even with 7, like, I didn't mind that 7 was just a copy of 1 or 4, because I was like, yeah, of course it is, because they're doing a soft reboot and they need to tell people that we can make Star Wars movies again. I've not seen 9, no. I just nothing. Okay, it's really difficult to read your words with the 10 there. I'm gonna have to shift those words across. I'll tell you what, I will. I'll put myself over there. I didn't consider that. But I know what happens, because everyone knows what happens. Where are we going? We want to go to the room. Like, from what I'm told, like, the first third of that film is like as if you had to cram another film before the film to make it make sense, and then it's like lots of fetch quests. Oh, where are you? Well, they must be upstairs. I mean, let's put it this way. There's a YouTube channel called Red Letter Media, who got famous from for like doing those hour-long criticisms of episode 1, 2, and 3. Like, they're an hour and a half, and they're like arguably one of the forces that popularized long-form videos on YouTube. They're quite like and they, of course, Red Letter Media. They're weird reviews, because the implication is like there's a weird they're done in character as a sort of guy called Mr. Plinkett, and he's like a weird serial killer man, because who else would be that obsessed with Star Wars? But like the long form reviews, like, because nowadays everyone does long form reviews of stuff, but like 10 years ago, long form, before episode 4, 7, 8, 9 came out, they were just long form. It was long enough ago that they were cut into 20 minutes because YouTube time limits wouldn't let you make 2-hour videos. And like Polygon did an article on like modern video essays, and it's like they've completely ignored the existence of like Angry Video Game Nerd and Red Letter Media and Zero Punctuation, and it's like, your modern essays don't exist without those people before them. And I know why you skip them, but like, if you're talking about the history of essays, they count even. Anyway, the point I'm making is that they did reviews of episode 8 and episode 7, because of course they were famous. They moved on as a YouTube channel, because now they do the things where they watch crappy movies and they discuss them around the table. But like, they didn't even do a review of episode 9. There was just no point. They wasn't gonna waste their time on it. Like, what can they say that like everyone else has done? I might one day. I haven't felt the need to watch Rogue One, but I might. But again, as I said, I'm not a huge wrestling. I am a huge wrestling fan, a Star Wars fan. I'll just watch it if it comes up. And of course, Final Fantasy specifically owes a massive debt to Star Wars, like fairly obviously. Tears in the Snow. Let's do a samurai quest. Heart-rending rumor that's blown Momozigo away. Emusu what? I've forgotten how to speak words. And I have your aura, does not lie, you've grown stronger still. Since embarking upon our journey, you've made remarkable progress. Ere long, you will be a fully fledged samurai. But on our mission, we have scoured the snow-swept stones and pillars of the city for evil. Momozigo came upon a disturbing rumor. It's just awful, Naive. Staged tragedy played out in real life. A young couple threw themselves off a cliff in the Western Highlands. Rouge one. Yeah, like I heard, I've heard mixed things on Rogue One. Solo, I've just heard like, just nobody asked for it. It's just sort of fine. Like, you know, I won't say spoilers to it because if you're not watching, you intend to. As I hear it, the two were sweethearts from the low-born families. The girl had... But, like, I guess the point I was making is just, like, they had so much extended Star Wars media that they could have just taken stories from and just had years and years of stories to tell. That all would have, like, had connective tissue. You could have, like, foreshadowed the existence of so many people just by, like, inserting them. And you wouldn't have to, like, go, oh, and that guy now exists and he does important stuff. Like, I know one thing that people got really angry with, because you've got, what's his, Mandalorian, and you've got Boba Fett, and you've got Andor, and I'm pretty sure one plot line in one of those shows gets ended in Boba Fett, and a lot of people were like, well, why don't fucking watch Boba Fett, because it's rubbish, and it just sort of killed the other show. I'm assuming it's Mandalorian. A Mandalorian villain gets killed in Boba Fett, forcing you to watch both, and a lot of people are like, well, I've never seen that then. Yeah, like this, you don't even have to plan it. You have the blueprints already. But now they have to contend with every mistake they've ever made, and you can't pull a Marvel or DC and be like, time travel. Now everything that's bad is not canon, and everything that's good is. All the bad Wolverine films don't count. Yeah. I don't mind that one though. It's a little cheeky, but as I hear it, the two were speaking of Peter Serafinowicz. I don't know if well-spoken Rambler's still here, because the voice of Darth Maul, but also in that Warhammer 40k game. As I hear it, the two were sweethearts from low-born families, but the girl had the ill luck of being fancied by a young nobleman. The Homfraint, I don't know what that means, I guess in the name, tried to force them apart, and he hounded them so badly they decided to end it all. Yes. I mean, I guess he's like the first cursed person, where you're like, all he did was have a cool armor on, and somehow that made like an entire race of people, like race stroke army. Two innocent lives lost, and why? Because some lordling had to think with his member. He must be punished, I tell you. Heartrending as the rumour is, rumours are no basis for punishment. We must ascertain the truth of the matter. Let us begin by making inquiries of the couple in the bloom. Do I get a cool spell out of this? Are you a part of this quest line? No, it would have a diamond on it. I think. Let's double check. I haven't. Okay, I see this list of Slowborn. I will return in 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, or 7 minutes, or 14 minutes. No, like, quickly. I won't be long. Right, let's talk to this lowborn. You have royal blood? You're not lowborn. Of course, I heard about the poor burger. The luck ran out when our home friend took fancy to the girl. He's a greedy bastard, just like his father, Lord the fuck name Dran Show, and the Fury forbid you get in the way of what he wants. Well, this guy's a bit leery. Woman's a bit leery even. Folk are saying suicide, but I ain't convinced. Knew both of them well, I did, and they're not the sort to give up on life, let alone each other. Apparently he broke a leg. But not in a kind of, hey, broke a leg, in a, like a literal way. But I don't know anything other than that. Although, how did I miss you? The young couple hurled himself off a cliff, right tragedy and no doubt, but it seems odd that they'll go all the way to the Western Highlands to do it. No shortage of places to fall off from around here. So a cloud of suspicion hangs over the suicide. Bears further investigation. First things first, Mamazigo's vanished yet again. Wait, let's talk it over. Wah! Help me! He's in trouble. Come, Knive. He's in that general direction. We'll go from the top. We can jump down. But I hop down. Oh, he's there. Hurt myself. Yeah, it's their style. But if it's dangerous, they shouldn't do it, certainly. This button is from Mamazigo's garment, but he is nowhere to be seen. This is something I don't know. Did I accidentally... I had auto advances on. Little fella, was he your friend? He was asking me about the suicides when some men bundled him up and carried him off. Hope he's alright. Oh yeah, no, that's bad, obviously. But, seems plain that there are those who take unkindly to our investigation. One of my pet peeves is, I like the Money in the Bank match, but over the years, like I've even got a Blu-ray of Money in Bank matches. But like over the years, they became like weird towers where they just keep going more and more elaborate. And like halfway through a wrestling match, they just stop wrestling each other to be like, we're just gonna build a little fort. Don't mind me, just building a little fort I am. And like it's just hit that guy, climb up there while they're doing that, you know, and they don't do it. And one of my favourite little subtleties, and CM Punk's really good at this sort of thing as well, but it's Kevin Owens. I remember because I watched it back, and I don't remember who's fighting. I think they're on a table or they're leaning against a post. He hits somebody and he goes bash, 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 and you see him, he spots a ladder and he goes bash, and he looks over and he goes, points, and he goes, see that ladder? I'm gonna hit you with it. You with the ladder. And he makes it very clear his intent to the person and to us, the crowd. I'm gonna go a ladder. And he starts to walk off and he walks back and goes, punch, punch, punch. Are you fine? Okay, you're not getting up. I'm getting the fucking ladder and you're gonna be put through it. And then he sets up the ladder, and it's a simple thing. He does it against the ring and the outside wall. And then he goes back, hits him some more, and then puts him on the ladder. And obviously he goes through the ladder because it's the rules. You set up the ladder, you go through the ladder yourself. But like, I just look, there's some very nice subtleties of him actually like looking like a person who sees the opportunity to put somebody through a ladder, then spends the most logical amount of time setting up the ladder and making it look like a real thing. I have an issue with Canadian Destroyer already. Canadian Destroyer is a bad move. I don't understand the physics involved because it's a full flip from two people at like, and one of them's already in like a weird position. No Canadian Destroyers ever look good, but yes. But yeah, that sounds like a really dangerous move to do because you can't see shit while doing that move. Like sometimes, like you get used to certain moves that just don't make sense, but like, and of course there's a lot of movement involved, so it's flashy. But like, yeah, the physics of the Canadians Destroyer makes no sense to me. It seems plain that those who take unkindly to our investigation. It's not the first time that guy got kidnapped. Time for caution is past. Let us confront this on the Frond himself, who's recently sighted near the Fast Fiddle. I sort of get the idea. I have not seen the Jim Cornette Sephiroth video. I mean, I know for a fact Jim Cornette does not know what or who Sephiroth is. So I assume it's sort of a fan thing. So I know that there is essentially a genre of match that cares less about. No, I didn't. I ran out of time on the Game Pass, so I've not been back to Game Pass in like 6 months. I wanted to finish a bunch of stuff. One day I might finish it. But yeah, there's a genre of wrestling match that leans more into the spectacle and less into the realism, and it's like. That's a sort of perfectly valid thing to choose to do. It's not for everyone, but there are clearly people that like that kind of match. The Young Bucks genre of match. Oh yes, of course, because you wouldn't know what the one-winged angel is. So presumably he immediately hated it after that. I know because one time Kenny Omega came out of Sans, and Brian Last was like, "No, Sans is really famous," and I genuinely agree with Jim's point that you should at least do a tiny explanation of what the fuck it is to some people that don't know. But like the demographic, the 25 to 50 demographic, know what Sans is. Sans Undertale is extremely famous, more famous than your average like. Like cameo that you might have done before. Yeah. But I will say all wrestlers do that sort of thing. And occasionally Jim will find reasons to be angry that don't make any sense. Like the computer game thing. I get the computer game logic, but also he doesn't know enough about computer games to talk about computer game logic. But yeah. But bear in mind, the crowd that AEW is trying to court is people who grew up with computer games as a thing that's like a medium that you take seriously. Whereas Jim grew up and the industry did not exist. And of course, people don't take wrestling seriously. So like, but I get it. But like, if you want, you can have realistic matches. But like, people who play Street Fighter don't want realistic matches either. They want the logic of Street Fighter follows its own logic. It doesn't necessarily follow the logic of real life, because in real life people can't do fireballs, and in wrestling, magical wizard zombies exist. Like Kane and Undertaker exist. Fireballs occasionally are flash paper, and occasionally are somehow real fireballs. And obviously, I know, like, because briefly Jericho was calling himself the Wizard, and the whole gimmick of the Wizard is he's breaking kayfabe. He's admitting that it's flash paper at that point, which I get why Jim would fucking hate the Wizard gimmick for that reason. It's like because like he obviously isn't doing fireballs, so that means, but like that's just making flash paper stronger. But yeah, I get why that wouldn't gel with him. But like, I don't think it's fair to say he'd prefer to be a computer game than wrestling. I just think he takes inspiration from computer games, because everyone under a certain age will do regardless. There's that famous match between it was Ricochet. I've forgotten his no, it's Ricochet, isn't it? Ricochet versus the flippy dippy match that everyone hated, that a bunch of people hated and a bunch of people loved, because it made no sense in a sort of realistic fight sense, because all the moves are all flash, and all the counters they did sort of, you'd have to be magical to counter those moves. Like, there's no way of doing it. But it is the sort of thing that people complained about when Shawn Michaels and, you know, Pegasus Kid, like, there's a generation that also had similar complaints back in the day. And I know it's not quite the same, because, like, if you want to push that wall slightly, it arguably should be a little bit subtler, and life is moving very fast, especially if you happen to be already old. But, like, I get his criticisms, and I get why he doesn't like it. And I will never take that away from him. But, like, it does. I'm willing to just sort of go, that's a genre of a match, that's a genre of a match. In the same way that you can have matches that are just big men slapping the shit out of each other. And you don't want that every match, that'd be really fucking boring. But having one match be, you know, Sheamus versus Gunther versus, I've forgotten the third person now, the chosen one. You know, that it's nice. But yeah, AEW should definitely stop doing that every single match, though. Like, as soon as they said Young Bucks best of 7, I'm like, don't do best of 7. Young Bucks works if you only put them on PvP, so a crowd can go, oh, look at the Philippines shit they do. Don't, if you do it every match, it breaks it. Oh, that's home faint. Go away, let me die in peace. You wish to throw your life away, will not stop you, but answer me something and clear your conscience. Our companion was seized by an unknown men while investigating the recent suicides, and it would seem there was more to the incident than rumours that would have us believe. Tell us what truly happened. I tried to break them apart, which is true. They didn't kill themselves. I brought her to the manor late one night, and she learned things she wouldn't want to know. Are they siblings? Learned, because Game of Thrones. Yeah, I mean, that was, like, that was a fucking awful idea. Like, you have to be, I don't want to invoke his name, but you know what I mean. You have to be Daniel Bryan good. You need two people, Daniel Bryan and somebody as good as Daniel Bryan. I don't even, let's put it this way, Jericho there's a trio of 3 matches that Jericho and Rey Mysterio did, and they're like some of my favourite matches. They're the mask versus hair fights, so you can already tell. I can't remember. Did Jericho have a mask? It doesn't matter. It wasn't a best out of 3. It was a series of 3 matches, and they told a story in each one. Oh, it was, yeah, that was it. Jericho pulled off Rey's mask in the second match, forcing him to cover up his face, and he won by that way. And in the third match, Rey had 2 masks on, and Rey won, forcing Jericho to cut his hair, possibly. Yeah, because that would have been a hair versus mask match. But it wasn't just the endings. All 3 of those matches were really good. They were different matches. They pulled out something new every single time. It was just like watching 2 people who are really good at wrestling kind of evolve over a series of matches is wonderful. And it's something that Young Bucks are specifically bad at doing because they put all their shit in one match. Like, if they had, they could be really good. Like, and I like them as they are, but like, they would be a lot better if they weren't insistent on always getting their shit in. But it's a different genre, and they're not interested in the other genre, and maybe they're losing out on money. They're sort of similar to Vince in that way. You know, Vince is a millionaire, should be a billionaire because he refuses to make money using other people's ideas. Specifically, everyone was really stoked that the Latin World Order came back, and they're like, oh, it's a great idea, who's bring back the LWO? And you're like, no, Vince is going to immediately shut that shit down. He didn't invent that was a WCW thing, shut it down. I brought her to the manor late one night, and she learned things she wasn't supposed to know. Learned of how my father was dealing illicitly in fluorite. I implored father to overlook it. It tried to convince him that she wouldn't talk, but he refused to listen. Ordered them taken to the Western Highlands, and they were, oh gods, I loved her, I truly did. As for your friend, I fear that they mean to silence him too. The Black Iron Bridge, like they did the others. We thank you for your honesty. But yeah, I mean, you have to be a very good wrestler, and Jericho may be a bit rubbish nowadays because he's old and slow, and he's insane. But he was amazing back in the day. That's why it's so sad that he's a bit just rubbish now. I mean, it happens to lots of wrestlers, obviously. Just, you know, Kurt Angle fighting while just constantly in pain with his 1,000-yard stare. Terrifying 1,000-yard stare. We thank you for your honesty. Shall I bother you no more? But know this, you were still young. Also, like, Undertaker kept having matches after his final match. Undertaker should have been thankful that he got a match of bloody AJ Styles, where you didn't get to see how terrible Undertaker was at doing matches at that point, instead of ruining his final match. But you know, wrestlers get addicted. We thank you for your honesty and shall bother you no more. But know this, we are still young. You have all the time in the world to begin anew, make amends, unlike this tired old man. Whimper. We haven't a moment to waste. The slack-eyed on the bridge now. I don't know if I remember that tune. I assume it's a fake song, like all the rest of the WCW songs. Don't know where the bridge is. No, not there. The Astrologian? Oh, it's here. They took him a really long way. Yeah. The only wrestler who gets to retire 40 times is bloody forever. That guy, I've forgotten his name. He comes up in One Piece all the time. Okay, he doesn't come up in One Piece all the time, but he's came up twice, which is quite often for a real life person in a cartoon. Oh, what's his name? Chainsaw Charlie. What is it? Why do I always remember Chainsaw Charlie and not his bloody actual name? Oh yeah, did you hear Vince's deal? Vince came back and he owns all the rights to his name, his song. He has a deal that no other wrestler's gotten before, in terms of like no one can ever take away. If he gets ousted, if they remove him, he will never lose the rights to anything pertaining to Mr. McMahon or like stuff like that. Terry Funk, thank you. Yeah, the only person who gets to retire 14 times is Terry Funk. Everyone else should quit while they're ahead. That reminds me, I never did finish the Wrestler movie. Below the black... No, they're right there. Let's summon a friend to help. Also, I don't want this creature. I want a new one. I can't because I'm on a... Oh no, I want to summon you. I want to wind up Alpha now. Yeah, we'll have a wind up Sid. Hedge Knights. This one. This one. Fuck, I always get that wrong. Oh, he's dead. Never mind. Moments ago! God, that was close. Thought I was a dead Lalafell. Forgive me my delay. The deep snow makes you work for every step. Oh, I flew here. So you're the heartless cur who stole 2 innocent young lives. It's over. Surrender yourself. Like hell it's over. Mistake me not for one of those useless mercenaries. Well, I have gun. Oh yeah, these medieval people have guns because they invented guns. Not a shred of remorse. Lowlier than the mindless beast. Such evil cannot be suffered. He just killed that guy. I mean, I kill a lot of people. That's sort of how JRPGs work, but... Work who's... Oh, is he back? Is he not dead? Oh no, he's too old. Where's his eye? Look, I've not come this far to fall here. We need to find the evil samurai. They always end up with an evil counterpart. Worry not, my friends. 'Twas but a disease spell. Now then... I believe we've visited all the major cities of Air. Umuzigo, you've been a fine guide and companion both. I'm grateful for your help. All that remains is to find Kogarashi, deliver unto him his reckoning. You'll be like, I'm reckoning that you're gonna die when I kill you with this sword. I have, in the course of righting wrongs across the land, you become a great samurai, one whose skill will rival even those of Kogarashi. There is little and less left for me to teach you. I thank the Kami for blessing with me such a fine pupil. Come, my friends, let us return to the city and find a warm place for ourselves. Give him a new spell. The bloom. Bum bum bum. Now, thank the gods you're here. It's Musasai. It's clapped again. As soon as we enter the gates, he's resting at the inn now, but the surgeon, just realised that's what that says, surgeon, he said the old man is ill, gravely ill. He hasn't long left to wonder. He could even draw his katana. This time he's been pushing on by sheer will of force. Will of force. I've got a new superhero. Sheer force of will, punishing evildoers across the land, even saving my hide. What is it that drives him on? Why does he go to such lengths to find this Kogarashi character? The old man won't breathe a word on the matter. There must be some reason. If only we knew. Finish his duty instead. Is he Kogarashi just trying to right wrongs? For now, there's naught to do but to keep watch over him. I'll see to that, so you needn't worry if there's a change. You'll be the first to know. Oh, I didn't get a spell? What? Give me a spell. And now the quest is complete. Oh, you get a spell then. What's that spell? It's gotta be level 60 to get it though. Meditate. Okay, I don't know what that means. We'll figure out when we get there. Alright, let's continue the plot. Oh, we're already in the right place? No, we're not. We need to be in New Gridania. Then that is where we shall go. And we should be a bard! Because 58 is a full level above 57. Although we'll have to switch back pretty quickly, I suspect. Actually saying that... Yeah, because the other one is 59, but... What are you? A gunbreaker. What's a gunbreaker? It's a tank. Are those the people that get the swords? Oh yeah, the gunblade person. Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah, I'm not doing gunblade. It's tanking. I was going to do something over there and then I completely forgot. Taro! Don't have for now, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Taro. Taro needs to fetch a few items for crafting endeavour. Shadow's resting in the inner room, but she's still unconscious. The signs are positive. Conjurers say she's in sound health, but she should awaken before long. Isn't that wonderful? Now, while we wait for Shadow to wake up, I thought to take the opportunity to finish my little surprise for her. Who's cheering? Stop cheering. I'm trying to read. It's something I've been working on for a while now, and hope that she'd one day to return to us once for just a couple more items before it's ready. Already placed orders for these items. Could you ask to... Okay, I want you to retrieve one. One's leather working guild, the other is Conjurer's Guild. I speak with Mistress Giva and Brother E. Sumayan. They're all to take care of you. Fetching stuff. Gonna fetch some stuff because stuff needs fetching. Okay, that's the end of my song. We go into Leather Workers Guild, which might be on literally this screen. The Boya? Noah? Well, they're in two different places. Let's hope that this takes me somewhere. Do this one first. Give us the stuff we want. What is it? I'm a busy woman, so be quick about it if you wish to place an order. Place with Randall. Ooh, to retrieve an order for Mistress Totaro, you say. Come at a good time. Finished it but moments ago. It was a small coup. Working it on her specifications, but I did it nonetheless. Payment's already been settled. However, did the girl come by some chimerical hide? Anyway, how did you do that? You would need either balls of steel or bottomless coin purse. It seemed to me she had neither. So that feels like they cut a quest out, because I probably got that. Egg for these trying times. You're not a tomboy. You're way too tall. Fake tomboy. How do I dress up as a fake tomboy? I want to be a fake tomboy. Get along and play knife. Limited time only. Greetings, friends, and happy hatching tide to you. Allow me to introduce myself. You know, I don't need to read any of this. It's a side quest. I'm bunnies. Bunnies and Easter go together quite well. Hatching tide. See, yeah, it's short. Into the top room. Oh, who's this gentleman? Greetings, my ladies. It's Hamlin, the fictionado of all things Tombury. They've heads as round as adorable as any egg. Are eggs adorable? With luck, you wouldn't agree, Hamlet. Okay, you sure? You want me to do? And a lot of eggy, stabby fun it should be. Exactly, that's the spirit of the hustling tide. Perhaps about the stabby part. Yeah, I don't even have... I've got a sword, but I'm a bard right now. My dream, sure. Sylphs have been making mischief throughout town, playing pranks, sabotaging decorations. Luckily, it seems a mere glance at the Tombury form is enough to send those leafy brigands fleeing in terror. Not remarkable how such an adorable visage can strike such fear. Yeah, the Tomburys do. It's fucking terrifying. As they can one-hit kill you. Does not the contradiction of the Tomburys of nature invigorate your very soul? Also, they're secretly humans according to one of the dungeons. Maybe just the ones in those dungeons, though. One-handed, yeah, sure. I don't know. I don't like this bunny imagery you've got over there. I grant you, this is probably not really an important quest to do, but if it gets me a costume... Yeah! Not even going to do the quest, I'm just going to stay as a Tombury. How do I dance? Oh, I better continue. I guess I gotta look for sylphs. Why's my tail so weird? Oh no, it just looked weird for a second there. Oh, the Archons are the horned people. Oh, there's one. How about some eggy, stabby fun? What's this one? This is why these ones need tusked ones. Seems a bit mean, but okay. Tomburys do like to stab. Finally, there's one down there. In the context of the game, one of our friends died earlier this day. Now we're having Easter egg fun. How do I hand this in? I love that they got their own silly song as well. Okay, they've all gone home. Archon eggs. Oh no, we have a problem. No, Notter. Whatever is the matter. It's the eggs, the Archon eggs. Sylphs warmed the shipment as it entered the central shroud. It's up to delivery mammoth into a frenzy. Caravan's been brought to a complete standstill. If only you'd seen it, the chaos, the carnage, the eggs. A beautiful Archon egg scattered across the ground, sylphs pilfering them like spriggans. The smoking mammoth rampaging like an old goat possessed. To sheer mayhem, Jill. I don't need to read this, do I? That's still cool, though. I mean, it seems quite rare to. It's going to be quite difficult to even get into the B team or whatever it is. B team. No, that's Thank you. Get along and play knife. I'm gonna have to do more to get the costume, aren't I? Oh, I see. No, not you. Papaya. Okay, this gets me ballroom etiquette, unnerving undulations. I wanted the costume. I'll accept it though. My god, that's too evil. We're just gonna explode it. Okay. Oh, I see. That makes some sense, because that's how it's a way of making money. Should I be wasting time doing Easter stuff? Papaya, papaya. Is this a Pokemon? There's a Pokemon in this game. I may or may not go around to that. Let's do the actual quest. I'm not sure. What time is it now? Oh, it's 11. At least an hour. I don't, because I've done 2 hours earlier today as well. I don't know if I will have the energy to do, like, this way to do 6 hour to do another 6-hour stream. We're quite far in the plot. Like, we're at level 57 quest. So I'm pretty confident I'll be able to actually finish Heavensward. Even in 2 days. But, like... yeah, tomorrow's going to be a little bit faffy as well, though. I need to not wake up so late. No, I'm not joining a guild. Ooh. You've come to Stillglade Fin, and because I've got Monday off as well. Country's Guild, how many? Okay. Oh, Taro, I know she intends for her staff, but with a single artifact that even one possessed in my experience would struggle to wield it. You want to go back to the Miqo'te place? Okay. When I finish Haunting Grounds, I'll be playing a game from 1996. I don't have the button on me right now. And I don't think it's set up on any of the... I couldn't just jump to a different game and show. Actually, I might be able to. Hang on. No, it's not set up. Okay, I wanted to set it set up so I could put the next game up on the screen. Because this is a Final Fantasy game. And I do have that one set up because obviously I've got painstakingly access to this damn thing. Although they do need to be shifted behind me. I want one of these as well. To the roost. So what are the revelations? Ah, you're back. You have the items, I hope. There you go. I've done your fetch quest. I did some Easter stuff as well. Lesser panda? That's the best panda. Justly as I've requested a perfect match for the other pieces, truly Giver is a master among makers. And the staff completes the surprise. Thank you so much, Nave. Tee-hee, I can't wait to see what Ishtola thinks of the surprise. Lest you wonder, she's doing very well, and the Conjurers have left her in the sisters' care. Let's go and pay them a visit, shall we? Oh. Do I want to be a part right now? That's fine.
You stole her! I'm so glad you're back!
Tataru.
Cat.
You are safe. Thank the 12.
One of my favourite things in this game is that all the...
has changed about you, Alphino. Or mayhap the change is with me. I seem to sense the ether around me more keenly than before.
All the people with animal ears have to have hair that covers up
See you well again. Do you feel strong enough to talk?
where their human ears would be.
Worry not. I am well enough.
Actually, no, she doesn't. It's true for the rabbit people.
Tell us then, what befell you after you fled the feast? We were told that there had been a tunnel collapse.
That was my doing. I brought the tunnel down that you and Minfidia might escape. At the last moment, I invoked a teleportation magic, in hopes of spiriting Thancred away at least. Needless to say, it did not go quite as planned, and I found myself adrift in the Lifestream. The others? Where are they?
Did they not escape?
You're the first we found.
They remain unaccounted for. You were the only one we have been able to find. I am truly sorry. It was the Crystal Braves who pursued you that day. My hubris that led to our undoing.
We just sort of forgave the person who ordered that.
No apologies are necessary, Alpha No. You are not to blame for what occurred.
Well, her eyes always like that.
Comrades here, they would commend you for keeping the light of hope alive.
Don't worry. The others are alive and well, I'm sure of it. We just need to find them.
Indeed, Tataru. Let us find our friends and rebuild the Scions.
Ha! There is the Alpha No I remember. And I feel much the better for his return. 'Tis time I arose.
That reminds me. I have a change of clothes for you. I don't like to boast, but I made them myself. I learned how to weave while we were in Ishgard, you see.
A happy bunny? Oh, she gets a new costume then. That makes sense, because like they're going to stick up their important characters, so they should get the costume changes for all the new zones.
Tataru has apprised me of all that took place in the aftermath of the assassination plot. It would seem I have been away for some while.
Yeah, shit went down.
Yes, much and more happened during your absence. At present, we seek to follow the Archbishop to Azisla.
And you want for some manner of etheric ram to pierce the floating isle's protective barrier?
We do. Might you be able to furnish us with one?
A means to prise open a hole in an Allagan barrier. And one large enough to admit an airship, no less. Nay, I lack the knowledge to devise such a weapon.
But
I know of one who could. A leading figure in the field of etheric research, and one of the finest scholars ever to grace Sharlayan. Miqo'te, my former master.
oh, the witch. I know Miqo'te from Final Fantasy 1. Does she have magical brooms? Is she in a cave? I like the rough. What's the Sharlayan? Oh, we get to go to Sharlayan. They've been talking about that for ages. In my youth, I had the honor... No, I'm not skipping that. Just disable that. I honor of studying under Miqo'te in the field of etheric research. She was without rival. I have no doubt that her knowledge will be the aid of our cause. The question is, will she share it with us? My master has been ever willful. The gods forbid anyone disagree with her. The Garlean Empire first marched upon Eorzea some 15 years ago. The denizens of Sharlayan were summoned back to the motherland. However, Miqo'te refused to join the Exodus. To this day, she lives a hermit's life in the fringes of the abandoned city. In a cave, mayhap? So it's Jovanian hinterlands that we must go, to the place of my birth. Though Alisai and I were born in Sharlayan, our days there were short. We remained only until the Exodus, and I have not returned since. Oh, so it will be our homecoming then. Fine reason as any to go Sharlayan. afford us the opportunity to pay my master a visit. Ahem. I believe we were mistaken our primary objective, Vishtola. At any rate, the journey will take us through largely unknown territory. Let us first return to Ishgard and make our preparations. There's a fiery circle on his back. My wind-up Sid looks very buff. Sharlayan is situated in the Dravanian hinterlands. Get there, we must strike west and traverse the breadth. Dravanian Forelands, make no mistake, be a grueling journey. Party shall be comprised of Naya, Vishtola, and myself, Tataru. Pray remain in Ishgard. Continue the search for our missing friends. Yes, sir. Oh, so we're going back to the plot, essentially. Yeah, so every so often in this plot, we get a side quest about reunited our dudes again. First, let us make for Tailfeather. We should set this as home again. Yeah. I can see how they'd make that mistake, but yeah, definitely don't do that. Not sure why it'd be on like stock footage. But yeah. Been ages since we've been here. There's still parts of it. Yeah, I'm not sure how long it'll take because there's still loads of the map we've not seen. Yeah. Long suck in the live stream followed by a long journey. I would not recommend it to anyone. But rest assured my strength is returning to me. I shall be back to my former self ere long. And level 58 quests. I should continue as Bard because like we don't ever want to be in a situation where we cannot level up our Bard. Although it's a 59 quest, I've been 2 levels ahead, I'd feel a lot more secure. And we can still do the samurai ones. And we're about to get our Uchi Katana as well. Broad sold. Let us accept. It's been ages since I've hit something. I believe I'm sufficiently rested. Let us continue west to Sharlayan. Once we've descended the mountain path, we will arrive at the Dravanian hinterlands. From there, it is a short distance to the city. Be warned that we shall be passing through Gnaf territory. We must needs be wary of them and the dragons both. No, lady, we sorted both of those. Oh yeah, we're going a new direction. Oh, I can fucking... I didn't know I could fly. Ooh. That's gonna save some time. Yes. That's just the Gnaf. I'm gonna have to watch the Dominic Mysterio match. We still in that old place? Yeah, we're about to hit new area. What's that? It's interesting that they decided, oh no, every vehicle in this game can fly if it's in a flying zone. Even if it doesn't make sense, it's just going to be able to fly. Because fuck it. Speaking of, if this is a new area, which I believe it is.
To the Thaliac River, where to the melted snows of Abelathia's spine eventually find their way by means of 1,000 silver streams. Whose waters have long nourished the Dravanian hinterlands, and so provided for a settlement of learned souls from across the northern sea.
Oh, look at this place.
To the city of Sharlian, that great seat of knowledge now abandoned by her keepers, they came.
Neat. Matoya dwells on the far side of the Thaliac River, but let us search for a crossing. What the fuck are you? What sort of creature are you? You're just a plant. You said you could find me a plant. Alright. I think I might be off in, well, 50 minutes, but... maybe sooner than that. Yeah, no more flying for us, I assume. West. No, I don't want to join a fight. Oh, my chocolate has just run off. That's a wildebeest. Strange looking creature you are. Yeah. What are you? Magitech, Esper type. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think I've got quite the energy as I did before. But if I can make it half an hour, then I've done 6 hours today, and that's still quite a lot. These creatures are cool. Goblins? You different from the goblins I know? You are? I think you are. How far away is this next bit? Settlement. It's nice to have a new place with a yellow brick road. It's blue, but whatever. And the place they've been speaking about for ages. Well, let us make way. To the collections quarter. I figured it would be the settlement, but apparently not. There is some goblins here and a summoning stone. Might come in handy. No, I've already got a chocobo. Guess we'll go towards that. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be a lot of creatures on the road. Didn't mean to do that. Get back on. Yeah, the arrow seems to be pointing there. And that place does sort of scream, "Look at me! You should check me out." I scream that, but people tell me to be quiet. But right now I shouldn't be quiet, even though it's quite late. I should probably do some exercise as well. Oh, hang on, we've arrived. Oh, it's another level divide, I see. Idleshire. There were bagpipes here. I wasn't expecting bagpipes. No more bagpipes for you. I can't read it. It's in a... Knowledge seeks no man, so says the motto of Sharlayan, engraved upon the yonder stone. The meaning is simple. It forced us to seek enlightenment. During the 6th astral era, at the turn of the 13th century, men from the northern nation of Sharlayan journeyed across the seas of it to Eorzea in search of knowledge. Upon arriving at these shores, they established camp for their scholarly endeavours. Over time, this camp grew into a settlement, and the settlement prospered, and so much so that it came to be counted among Eorzea's greatest city-states. Alas, those glory days are now but a fading memory. With her keepers lost to her, Sharlayan has become an empty husk of her former self. A blander is mistaken. Sharlayan has new keepers. He's on the cusp of new age of glory. Go, goblins! Goblins here to plunder the city. Fucking, you don't know. Don't judge the goblins. Our plunder is mistaken, muchly. We are not thieves. This is our place of home. Your home? When last I looked, it was mine and Arthanode's. We were born here. When Uplanders abandoned city, Uplanders came up claim. Born here or no, Uplanders are trespassers. He's a well-spoken goblin. My friends, please, we did not come to dispute your claim to this land. Our purpose here is peaceful. We desire to put across the river. Be calm, I beg you, and let us speak to the civilized folk that we are. Surely we can come to a mutual understanding. Well, he looks very suspicious. If that is the truth, then Uplanders are welcome here. Come with Slowfix. Slowfix will show up Uplanders settlement. I had a goblin name in Warcraft. It was Fiznix. Ooh, there's Wolnix. It's the Cenotaph. Guys, just click clocks. A watch. Let us continue. F6, whole picks. A crystal. There seem to be some people here. Here is the heart of settlement, name of Idleshire. Tum-pa-tum-pa-tum. What have we got here, guests? Greetings to you, I'm Alpha Node, Leveler. May I introduce my companions, Naya, Valterian, and Ishtola? We've journeyed far in search of a friend, and now seek to cross the river. But finding the main bridge collapsed, you'll be looking for a detour and ended up stumbling into Slowfix and his crew, is that right? No, I just followed the arrow. That is the short of it, the place is Idleshire. I came expecting a ghost town, suffice to say I'm surprised to find it so alive. Well, with them all precious artifacts lying around, 'twas only a matter of time before treasure hunters like me moved in. We weren't the first to arrive, neither. By then, Slowfix and his gobble of friends were already settled. First, Gobbies and Hunters disliked each other, but understanding came, then friendship. Now, Gobbies and Hunters have joined hands to build a great new nation. What happened after the Charlians departed? So you're locals. No hard feelings, I hope. All these nice buildings, but no one to live in them. Felt like a waste, you know? We've been trying to put a place to rights. Well, things have been going well for the most part, but it ain't all smooth sailing. Not to sound ungrateful, but the traps your people left lying are a bloody nuisance. And there's Illuminati harrying us night and day. I beg your pardon. Pushkar, Slowfix is a bright idea. Uplanders deal mutual understanding, yes. Best way to understand is helping one another. Help citizens of Idleshire, and Uplanders can be citizens too. Citizens are free to cross the river. Well, I'm not aware of a quick way to reach our destination. Let us assist Slowfix and his people. Yeah. And I shall choose the Uchikatana, obviously. However, looks exactly the same as our old one. Yay. I think. Actually, I'm not sure. Then afterwards we'll get ourselves... Oh, see, this is why it's like... maybe I should have one of these ones as well. Gladiator, Rogue Ninja, Usual Monk... Because it's like, well, I'm getting all these weapons, but like, it'd take a while. And I'm gonna have to sell all the weapons at some point. But maybe I'll just pick a random one. Well, it doesn't matter. That yawn means that I'm clearly not up to doing more. So let's. What's this? Oh, I'm not level 60 yet. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go. I wanted to do half an hour longer, but I'm just not up to it. Maybe if I have a small rest, I'll be able to come back on for a late one. We'll see. Either way, I have been the John Struct. I've been having Heavensward Adventure. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Farewell.